What is the perfect business model? Of course, that will all depend on who you ask and on your personal preferences. But it's definitely very possible to make an exceptionally strong argument for dropshipping. This is a business model that has huge advantages over selling your own products, over becoming an affiliate marketer, and certainly over making money from adverts. It has all the strengths of each and none of the downsides of any of them. This is a business model that allows you to work from home and earn passive income, while at the same time building a big brand for yourself and selling real physical products. So, why isn't everyone getting involved in dropshipping already? Why do so many people still choose to make money as an affiliate marketer instead? Well, the answer is simple. A lot of people still don't know what dropshipping is or how to get involved in it. Of course, this video series is going to change all that and help you to understand what dropshipping is, why it's so beneficial, and how to get started with it. By the end, you'll be running your own dropshipping business, making money by selling products with your branding on and without having to spend any money up front or take any form of financial risk. Didn't I say it was the perfect business model? So, exactly what is dropshipping? Dropshipping is technically a fulfillment model. Fulfillment in a business term, of course, means delivery. So, in this sense, dropshipping is the manner in which orders are delivered to customers. Normally, selling a physical product means that you need to buy numerous items and then sell them at an inflated price. The way you would normally do this is as a reseller. Here, you would buy wholesale items, inventory bought in bulk at a discounted price, and you would then sell it on at an inflated cost and keep the difference, and that's your profit margin. The problem with this model is you need to make a big investment in the stock, and then you have to deliver the products to your customers. This means you're taking a financial risk by ordering the stock in advance, and if you make zero sales, you can lose a lot of cash. You have to pay for the shipping and also handle all of the administrative tasks. You'll need to constantly take stock of your inventory and you'll need to refund customers for deliveries that don't arrive. In short, it's a lot to take on for an individual hoping to run a business from home in their spare time. Dropshipping changes all this because now the wholesaler is handling delivery and they don't require you to order in bulk. So simple. You list the items for sale in your online store just like you normally would, and then when a customer orders them, you pass that sale on directly to the wholesaler. They then send out the product on your behalf and make sure it reaches the buyer, and you get the money. This might sound very similar to affiliate marketing, but there are a few key differences. For starters, the amount of money you earn will tend to be higher than affiliate marketing. When you operate as a reseller, the usual pricing method is something called keystone pricing. Keystone pricing essentially means that the amount you're selling the product for is twice the amount you pay the manufacturers. This is one of the most common conventions for this type of business, and to all intents and purposes, dropshipping businesses are resellers. The other big benefit of dropshipping over affiliate marketing is that you don't have to mention the existence of the dropshipping business at all. In other words, the customer never knows that it's not you who's selling the product. You're not sending them to another website where they can check out and buy the product. You're just selling them the product as though it were your own and forgetting about it. This is fantastic because it means that your business looks much more professional and because you're no longer sending visitors away from your brand in order to make the sales. Hopefully, you can already see some of the big advantages of dropshipping. There are many more too, which we'll delve into in this video. Working as an affiliate marketer will often mean that you have to sell digital products in order to get the biggest profit margins. While it's true you can get 75% and upwards from affiliate networks like JVZoo, this will normally mean that you're limited to selling ebooks and online courses. This can be an effective way to run a business model, but it's also sometimes quite restricting. While digital products have many advantages, their appeal is not as broad as it is for physical products. For example, if you try and sell a digital product to your grandma, you'll probably have difficulty. The same probably goes for your mum and most likely your dad. And it goes for most of your peers in reality. In fact, the main kind of person willing to spend lots of money on an ebook or an online course is going to be someone who is already quite familiar with the technology. The person most likely to buy from you at all is probably another digital marketer looking for more ways to make money online. And, as you're probably aware, these are a savvy bunch who aren't easily going to have the wool pulled over their eyes. That, and they've already had people online try to sell them just about every digital product in existence. How many times have you seen ads on Facebook for make money at home schemes? It's just a very crowded market with a very limited potential audience. Clothes, on the other hand, are something that you can sell to anyone. And then there's all the rest, stuff like technology, toys, or fitness supplements. Suddenly, you can sell things that average people really need, and that makes a massive difference. Another benefit of selling physical products is the huge amount of flexibility it gives you. We've already seen that you'll have a lot more flexibility in terms of the types of things you can sell, but of course, this will also extend to drastically increase your flexibility in terms of the way you sell. For starters, you suddenly have pretty much limitless niches that you can choose from, in other words, industries. And then there are the many different ways of selling those areas. Because right now, if you're the internet marketing type, then you're probably imagining the ways that you can sell products from your website or your mailing list. You're probably thinking about content marketing, establishing your authority in your subject area, etc., etc., etc. But that's not the only way that you can make money from a dropshipping business. Did you know, for example, that many of the products being sold on eBay are actually being dropshipped? This means you can save yourself the trouble of building an audience and creating a website. Just find the product that you like, create a listing, and you're good to go. Even big companies like Home Depot and Sears reportedly use dropshipping on some of their less popular products. So, it must be a good business model. With dropshipping, you also have total control over the way you sell the product. This means it's up to you if you want to introduce a time-limited discount or if you want to bundle multiple items together in order to offer special deals, etc. This can all help you to make a lot more sales, and it's not an option you would have available to you if you were acting as an affiliate. In that scenario, the product owner would set the price and you would have no option other than to go along with it. We've already seen that you can reduce the risk by dropshipping. There's less risk than reselling here, but there's also far less risk than selling your own product. That's because creating your own product would involve a lengthy and stressful process of designing the product specifications, working with factories, and then spending lots of money on materials, etc. None of this is to say it's not impossible, it's just a huge amount of risk. With drop shipping, you don't have any of this risk because you're not spending upfront investment. You simply find the product you want to sell and then promote it. But there's another way that you can reduce risk with dropshipping too, which is by picking a product that's already highly popular. By finding products that you know are already selling very well and are very in vogue, you can completely minimize the possibility that your product won't sell. Now you're selling products that will sell in droves. You just need to find the people who are buying and make it easy for them. Perhaps the biggest advantage of the dropshipping business model, though, is one that many people don't even consider. As mentioned, dropshipping has the benefit of allowing you to keep the actual manufacturer stroke fulfillment company as a silent partner. They will send out the products on your behalf, but as far as the customer is aware, they bought it directly from you. This has the massive benefit of meaning that you're not sending visitors away from your website. This is a massive deal as a digital marketer. If you've been working in this business a while, you should have a good idea of just how hard it is to attract customers to your website and to your business. This is what you'll spend most of your time doing working online, and you'll probably find it takes up much of your effort. If you're an affiliate marketer, you're bringing those visitors to your website so that you can sell products other companies have created. This means that when they buy the products, they have to leave your website and thereby disengage with your brand. Which brand are they more likely to remember and visit in the future? The guy who recommended the product to them, or the company that actually sold it to them? And when they want more of the same thing, well, where are they going to go? Now consider this. How can they buy more products from you during the same session if you're actively sending them away from your site? Instead of being able to offer a smorgasbord of products that you handpicked, you're now simply telling them to go somewhere else and buy one item. With a drop shipping business, you no longer have this problem. Now you can offer all the items you have for sale on your website from one spot and let your customer choose as many as they want and then continue to buy from you. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that in some cases, the products you sell will even be able to have your company name on them. This is called white label drop shipping, with the white label essentially describing the packaging or the branding. So let's say you want to sell a supplement like creatine for your fitness website. With a white label service, the product will be developed with packaging that literally consists of a pot and a white label attached. That white label can have your branding printed right on it, meaning that, to all intents and purposes, this is now your own product. In many cases, you can even choose a blend of ingredients that will go into the product. In other words, if you're selling a supplement like a vitamin tablet, you can select all the vitamins and minerals yourself and then add your own logo. If you don't sell a single item, you've lost nothing. But if you sell lots, you'll be making a profit at the same time as building your own brand and your own market presence. The big challenge when it comes to drop shipping, though, is finding a drop shipper. This is very clearly a business model that has more benefits for the marketer, and so, of course, not everyone is going to be eager to offer their services. How do you go about finding a drop shipper when they're in such short supply? Well, there are a number of options, but with any digital business, we tend to prefer keeping things simple and cheap. In this case, the best place for you to start is by looking at websites that act as directories for dropshippers, wholesalers, and manufacturers. One great site that will do all this is Alibaba, which you'll find here at alibaba.com. Another good one is Worldwide Brands, which you'll find here at worldwidebrands.com. The latter is probably preferable, as this specifically features dropshipping companies and has a large number of advantages for dropshipping businesses. For example, you can use this site to make sure that you're dealing with the real wholesaler. What does that mean? Well, it means that you can avoid making the mistake of signing up to sell products that someone else is dropshipping to you, thereby scraping profit from you. This is a common practice and one to be careful of when you're just starting out. Worldwide Brands is perfect if you plan on finding a dropshipping manufacturer quickly and selling their products on eBay or Amazon. The only problem with this plan is that there's a fairly hefty sign-up fee. Currently, it costs $249. Okay, so that's not astronomical, and this is a lifetime membership. But if you were attracted to dropshipping initially because you wanted a business model with zero overhead, then it might be a little off-putting, especially as your break-even point has now been pushed back further. So there is a free review, though, at the time that I'm making this video. So another option is to try ThomasNet, which you can find here at thomasnet.com, which, like Alibaba, has a selection of different types of manufacturers and wholesalers selling different types of products and different types of services. Makers Row, which is makersrow.com, might also be worth checking out. Some other paid options include SaleWho and Dober, and a great free choice is Wholesale Central. Failing that, another good strategy is just to search Google. When you know the type of product you want to sell, just try searching for that product on Google with the word dropshippers and your location. So if you're hoping to dropship clothing in the UK, then you can just search for clothing dropshippers UK, and you can see it brings up a whole load of different ones here. And one that I looked at earlier was this one, fashiondropshippers.com, which seems to do exactly what we want. Or perhaps you're looking for a white label supplement dropshipper in the US. In that case, we can search white label supplement dropshipping US. And amongst a lot of the ones here, which you can see, one that we found is Vox Nutrition, which you can find here, voxnutrition.com. And it lets us do exactly just that. And it's pretty simple and straightforward method, and there are more and more businesses like this springing up all the time to meet demand. Vox Nutrition will handle formulation, production, and fulfillment on your behalf, making things nice and simple. The third and final strategy for finding your online dropshippers is just to contact the companies you like directly. Find manufacturers for products you'd like to sell and drop them an email. Better yet, try messaging them via LinkedIn or a similar avenue and see if you can get them to respond that way. This way, your message will stand out from their crowded inbox. You could even visit stores in person and ask the owner if you could have the contact details for the company that sold them X product. And this works better for smaller, privately owned stores, of course. If the company doesn't already offer the drop shipping services you're looking for, then just explain to them the benefits and why you would like the opportunity to sell their products in this manner. In many cases, they will acquiesce and you'll be able to start selling a product that other online retailers don't have access to. Another tip for finding manufacturers that you can email directly is to look on eBay. Search for a product you'd like to sell, and if you notice there are lots of people selling the exact same item, then this is a sign that they're using a dropshipper. It could then be a relatively simple matter for you to track down that original manufacturer and contact them so that you can try to do business with them yourself. Note that many wholesalers and manufacturers don't have a great online presence. This means it can be necessary to dig really deep in Google or try looking at trade magazines and papers instead in order to help find your potential partners. When you're dealing with dropshippers, it's crucial that you do your homework and look and act like a professional. Now, here are some tips to help you do just that. First of all, you'll need a resale certificate. Not all, but many dropshipping companies will want proof that you're a real retailer and not a consumer before they do business with you. Their concern is that consumers will simply claim to be dropshippers or resellers so that they can get items on the cheap. To provide this proof, you might need an EIN number for your business if you're in the United States. And you can find out more here at the IRS website. The URL is quite long and complicated, so if you just go to Google and type in apply for EIN online, you'll be redirected to this particular site. Now, in other countries, obviously the regulations are different, so you need to look at the tax authority for your country. But again, a search in Google should be enough to point you in the right direction. You might also need a resale certificate, and you can find out more about those at this site here, which is wisegeek.org/what-is-a-resale-certificate.htm. If you're going to speak in person, then it can also be a good idea to familiarize yourself with all the terminology regarding dropshipping so that you don't sound like an amateur. You should also look out for fake dropshippers. When choosing dropshippers, there are a number of businesses you need to look out for. These are not really dropshippers in the truest sense of the word. You need to avoid these companies as they won't always get you the best deals and they might not be able to offer you the same kind of value as other organizations. Be aware of companies that want ongoing fees, which real dropshippers don't require. Likewise, be careful of companies that also sell directly to the public. These companies often aren't really drop shippers so much as resellers who are just trying to trick you into making a bulk order. While monthly fees and direct commercial sales are warning signs, there are a few caveats and requirements that you may need to go along with. We've already seen that many dropshipping companies will require you to provide a resale certificate, and likewise, you might find that you need to apply for an account before you can begin using their services. And this will normally involve filling out a form and explaining the nature of your business, and so on. Now, some companies also require you to place a minimum order for your first sale. This is another strategy they can use to drive away consumers, as well as merchants who are just window shopping and may not use their products in future. So, for example, you might have a minimum first order of $500, which is a little bit contrary to the entire concept of dropshipping, as you'll now have a bunch of inventory sitting around and the potential risk of losing that upfront investment. So, what can you do? Well, the best advice is to ask if you can use this initial expense as credit. Pay the first $500 and then use that amount in order to offset future sales until they've paid the full amount off. Drop them an email or speak in person to discuss this option. A lot of people just starting out are going to be very eager to find a partner to work with and will feel privileged when they get a positive response to their inquiry. It's an exciting feeling and certainly a compliment being given the go ahead to sell on behalf of a manufacturer. But at the same time, you also need to be a bit discriminating in your choice. Don't go for the first company that's willing to work with you. Make sure they're actually up to scratch. One thing to be careful of is quality control, and in this regard, you often get what you pay for. Be sure to ask the company what quality control measures they have in place in order to prevent problems like defective products and faults. Likewise, speak with them regarding their delivery times and packaging. Remember that it's your reputation that's going to be riding on the quality of their products and service, so you need to ensure that you're happy with it. Another tip in this regard is to always ask for a sample of the product. If you have demonstrated their ability to sell and they truly are a big business, they should see it as a very small investment to provide a sample of what they're selling. And if they won't, then order a product yourself as a customer. You really don't want to put your name to anything that you haven't personally checked out first. Now you have the basic idea of how dropshipping works and how you need to get started. You can begin to think about how you're going to build your own business. This all begins with choosing your product and choosing your industry or niche. The product, of course, is going to be the item that you intend to sell, and this is going to be dictated by the industry or niche that you choose to enter. An industry or niche is the subject matter that you intend to write on and the industry that you want to operate your business in. This is important. The choice is going to impact on everything from the price of your products to the type of person you'll be selling to the type of businesses you'll be working with. The reason we call it a niche, or niche as some people pronounce it, when talking about an online business, is that a niche is a particular category. This is not only your subject matter, but also the type of person who is going to be reading your content. It's very important that you choose this correctly because the niche will affect the size of your potential audience. When you choose a subject matter, you want it to be one with niche appeal. This means it's aimed at a particular type of person who is specifically interested in that type of thing. An example of a niche might be knitting. Now, if you have a blog about knitting and you sell knitting paraphernalia, only people who are interested in knitting are going to read your blog and buy from you. This way, you've cut out a niche for yourself rather than trying to appeal to everyone. That in turn means that you have drastically reduced the amount of competition you're facing. Now you don't need to compete with the biggest companies on the net, and you'll find that paying for things like AdWords advertising is considerably more affordable than it would be for a more general topic. Likewise, getting to the top of Google for relevant keywords like buy knitting gear online is going to be far easier than trying to get a general e-commerce keyword like shop online. The latter will put you up against mega companies like Amazon and pretty much every other online business on the net. But the problem with choosing a niche topic is that sometimes it can be too narrow, to the point where no one is interested in buying from you. If your niche is puppies with three legs, then you're going to have a very small number of amputee puppy owners who can buy from you. You'll find it relatively easy to dominate the search engines and to be the number one supplier of products in that area. However, once you've sold to all 200 readers, well, you've pretty much reached the limit of what you can sell. On the other hand, a niche like fitness may be considered too broad. Buy fitness clothes online is a hugely popular search term that companies like Sports Direct, Sweaty Betty, and Mountain Warehouse dominate. Even ranking for search terms like how to build muscle is going to be very difficult. The perfect niche or industry is one with a broad appeal, but which still gives you a unique twist. This way, you'll be able to appeal to a lot of people, but you'll also be able to avoid directly competing with the biggest competitors. This will also give you a better route to market, which is a term that describes any direct access you might have to your target audience. An example of a route to market would be a forum dedicated to the subject matter you're writing about, or an industry magazine. With all this in mind, how do you find the perfect niche for you? Well, there are a few things to consider. Now, a lot of people watching this are going to already have a blog or a website. In that case, the best niche is obviously going to be the one that you're already in. All you need to do is simply pick a product that your current readership will enjoy. You should already have their trust, so all that's left to do is to offer them products and explain how and why they can benefit from them. Then there's an area you're already interested in. This will often align with the last point, but you should always pick a niche that you find personally interesting. This makes a gigantic difference to the quality of the content you put out, to your ability to pick the best products, and more. Remember, as a blog owner, you're going to be required to write thousands of lines of content on this subject in order to demonstrate your expertise and to gain the trust of your voters. If you don't know anything about the niche, this is going to come across in your writing and you're going to find it a very dull job. On the other hand, if you have a legitimate love of the niche you're writing in, you'll find it no chore at all to write all that content, and you'll find it much easier to wow your readers with what you know. What's more, you'll have a better idea of how to pick a truly great product that will stand out and attract your audience. You'll have your finger on the pulse. There are also niches where you have an upper hand. Again, this relates directly to the previous two examples in many cases. Suffice to say that most of us will have contacts and advantages in some niches that give us an edge. Perhaps, for example, you happen to know the owner of a very big fitness website or of a very big fitness magazine. Knowing this person will thereby make it much easier for you to get a cheaper advert or maybe even an article inside the magazine. Now you can reach out to that audience directly and hopefully sell more product. Have a long think about your list of contacts and friends, and then consider finding a product that will let you make the most of those advantages. If you look at affiliate marketing, digital products, and internet marketing as a whole, you'll notice that certain niches stand out as being far the most popular, and those are fitness, making money, and dating. Now, why are these the most popular niches? On the one hand, it's because they have the broadest appeal. But the biggest reason is that they offer the best value proposition. A value proposition is basically the way in which your business is able to offer value. This is the way that your products can change people's lives. What is the end result of owning your product? If you're selling a hairdryer, then what you're really selling is the convenience and dry hair. If you're selling clothes, then what you're really selling is the ability to feel good about yourself, to look sexy, and hopefully to thrive in your career and in dating as a result. This is what sells. Try and sell a book about cats, and you're not really offering much beyond a few hours of entertainment. But sell a book about making money, and you're selling a dream. By choosing a product that can really change people's lives, you're providing much more value, even if the manufacturing costs stay the same. Now, this lets you charge more and make more money as a result, and it basically comes down to the niche. In order to tick all these boxes, one strategy you can use is to target a sub-niche, a niche within a niche. An example of this is targeting a specific type of person within the fitness niche. How about fitness for the over 50s or dieting for the diabetic? You could even do strength training for martial artists. In this latter example, you've actually combined two separate niches in order to offer something truly unique and interesting.